Hello and welcome to part 53 of my Let's Stream of Final Fantasy XIV. It's been, well, according to my analytics, it's been 3 months, which is way too long, but we're going to get back into the swing of things. We're getting back in the swing of things right now. We're doing post Heaven's Ward. We started off what is known as the quest line. So goes the light, so does the darkness, and we'll begin with an uncertain future. This is the start of the post, and we'll gear up towards Stormblood, which is the next expansion we will then finally tackle. Also, I'm going to have to do some levelling off screen to get my gear up to snuff to be able to survive. Well, let's get it underway, shall we? Go and speak with Houseful Temp Ishgard. Welcome, Mistress Achaia. Shall I show you inside the manor? You may. And here's Alphino and Tataru. And an uncertain future. Alphino wishes to share the latest developments in search for the missing silence. Fortuitous timing as always, Mino. Tataru was about to brief me on the search for our missing comrades. If you would be so kind, then. Absolutely. You'll be pleased to hear that Roll and his men have been making excellent progress. You remember how Flaminian helped me escape the crystal blades in Limsa Lamosa, only to then disappear. Well, according to Roll, she crept aboard a ship bound for Azys Lla, Ratashan, and she's been hiding ever since. He assures me that it won't be long before we are reunited. As for Yida and Pepperlimo, the remains of their link pearls have been found, and in Pearl Lane of all places. Raoul thinks that they may have disposed of them after escaping from the Royal Promenade. Yes, that would make sense. They could not risk being eavesdropped upon by our betrayers. We're all but certainly fled the city shortly after, though we still don't have a clue where they went. I see, and what of Frankrid and Minfilia? I'm afraid I have nothing new to share about those two. It's not all doom and gloom. Good news is we've enlisted the services of the Sharlayan scholar, one of the students of Baldessian, to aid in the search. We should be arriving any day now. One of the students, you say? I would very much like to meet this scholar, if time permits. But first we must attend to more pressing matters. Someric has summoned the two of us for a private audience. The messenger did not specify what he wished to discuss, only that it was urgent. Excuse me. Assuming you have no objections, Mino, I suggest we proceed to the congregation forthwith. And mayhap we can meet with a scholar afterwards, agreed? In that case, I think I'll return to the Forgotten Night for now. Things are liable to fall apart if I'm gone too long, you know. Okay, so just checking something. Yeah, we do have flying in all areas. A bit worried there. Right, so to the congregation of our knights most heavily. To speak with Sir Emmerich. The Lord Commander is within. Pray proceed, miss.
Thank you for coming. I wish to speak with you both in a place where privacy was assured.
We quite understand. What was it that you wished to discuss?
With my father's passing, the seat of the Archbishop lies vacant. And so, in accordance with canon law, I have assumed his responsibilities. I should stress that this is a temporary measure. It was never intended that the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights serve in this capacity indefinitely. Quite the opposite. The statutes specify that I should surrender my powers as soon as a conclave of the senior clergy and the high houses have named a new Archbishop. But in light of recent events, that would not seem appropriate.
I confess I did not expect you to divulge quite so much quite so soon. The details of the Archbishop's plans, perhaps, but the true origin of the war and all it entails?
I too had concerns. But when the Warrior of Light is witnessed returning to the capital upon the back of a dragon, one's options are rather limited. Mayhap I could have concealed certain details, but for how long? And at what risk? Should the truth have come to light in the meantime, how would the people have viewed my silence? After 1,000 years of lies and secrecy, I could not well abuse their trust and hope to be believed. The time for deception has passed.
He's not wrong.
I only wish the people agreed. That some would deny the truth I had anticipated, but not this many. And among the few who acknowledged that my father had to be stopped, no small number questioned our methods.
If they suspect a coup, it will not be long before some turn to violence.
It has already begun, and that on both sides. Men and women of the cloth are being harassed in the streets. Some have even been assaulted in the Broom. Hilda and her people have formed a watch to help us maintain order, but such measures will not prevent the unrest from spreading.
For all our talk of peace, the people remain frightened and confused. For their sake, we must bring the Dragonsong War to a definitive end.
And we should be glad to help you, Sir Emmerich. But what precisely would you have us do?
We wish to treat with the dragons of Annex Trine. To that end, I would trouble you for an escort and an introduction.
Annex Trine? You would speak with Vidofnir, then?
We must needs open a dialogue between our peoples. Acting as my representative, Lucia will extend an invitation to their leader, that she might visit us here in Ishgard. Were she still with us, I would of course have beseeched Isel's assistance in this matter. But as she is not, I must ask that you aid us in her stead. Will you do us this favor? Thank you, my friends. Lucia, I leave the rest to you.
So, he wants to go and speak to Vidofnir. And that means he wants to go and somehow speak with Racefelk.
In the wake of the Archbishop's fall, the nation of Ishgard trembled, the faith of her people shaken to its very core. For 1,000 years had they fought and died, certain of the justice of their cause, only to be told that their holy war was born of the sins of their forefathers. What then for those brave men and women, thus stripped of their righteousness but to despair, to deny the truth and decry its speakers? And what then for those whom they defamed but to hope on, to have faith in a brighter tomorrow? A tomorrow in which man and dragon might live together in harmony, then as distant as the very stars in the heavens. Yet while we dared to hope, deep within his lair the enemy lay, gathering his strength. Nidhogg, now possessed of his 2 eyes and the body of the Azure Dragoon, prizes to which he had laid claim at the very hour of the hero's triumph. As desperately as we sought the solace of peace, the great worm craved the misery of war. Nor was he alone in his misbegotten desire.
I know little of the lands these dragons call home, this Annex Shrine. Had you not agreed to escort me, their coming journey would seem a far more daunting prospect. I confess I myself once shuddered at the thought of it. Yet even the longest journey begins with the first step, does it not? Aye. But here we set forth, Mino and I need to inform our comrade of our plans. Very well, I shall see to my preparations. Let us go and bid farewell to Tatari Manor. Boing! So, that was your secret meeting all about. What was your secret? I'm all this. Well, it's a diplomatic mission to annex Trine, you say. Well, I suppose it does take the precedence. But should your meeting with Vedofnir happen to end early, you might consider rendezvousing with your Stola in the Ordishire. She'll be there to receive our guest. Don't get me wrong, your meeting with the dragons is terribly important and everything, but this scholar just happens to be... Time permitting, as I said, we shall endeavour to join Stola, but if we cannot, pray pass on our regards. Let's be off, Mino. We have kept the first commander waiting long enough. Are you ready then? Good, so am I. Okay, breaking the cycle. Alphino is ready to escort the Lla to Lucia. Saying that's fine. The path is long, but we're known to us. From Falcon's Nest, we shall cross the Western Highlands and make for Talfeather in the Dravanian Forelands. Then we can stop to rest and replenish our supplies. Questions? If not, then the stables await. I'm going to need to, right, I can just go there because I already have it. Save so much time, particularly in the post game. You can pretty much send you to most of the areas you've already been in. Right, let's go and speak with Lucille. He's now in Torfever, home of the Chocobos. The Chocobos at Rome. It's been a while. I've always imagined that the first time I set foot upon Dravonian soil would be at the head of an army, but here I am ready to treat with the brothers and sisters of my enemies. Full well do I know how difficult it can be to set aside the past. Though it was I who first proposed recruiting Yassil to our cause, I questioned the wisdom of my words almost as soon as I had uttered them, but for a long time after that. Here was a woman with the blood of innocence on her hands, men and women and children, all slain in the name of an impeccable Lady Iceheart. Yet she acknowledged her misdeeds and agreed to join us in common cause. At our side she fought in service of a greater good, even until her dying breath, and while it does not absolve her of her sins, I hope that one day she'll be remembered not merely as a heretic, but as a misguided soul who dreamt of peace. You ask much, Master Alphino, yet who can say what might come to pass, should our negotiations bear fruit? Yes, of course. We must press on to Annex Trine, if you would follow me. Right. And I'm lazy. I have over 1 million gil, and I'm lazy. Right, with Daphne, she's up in the top. Right, Daphne. Thou art ever welcome here, friend of Yassil. But this one I do not know. Pray forgive us for this unannounced visit, Vidofnir. May I present to you Lucilla, first commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, and our trusted friend. It is an honour to meet you, Vidofnir. I come here as an envoy of Sir Emmerich, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights and acting leader of the Holy See. Indeed, you may speak, Knight. For 1,000 years, man and dragon have been locked in an endless cycle of bloodshed and sorrow. To our shame, we long believed they were your kin to be the architects of this war. But now we know the truth, that King Forden and his Knights 12 did willingly betray and murder the great worm Ratastocker, shattering the peace between our peoples. For 1,000 years our leaders conspired to conceal this truth, a truth which at last laid bare by the Warrior of Light, the Azys Dragoon, and Yassil. Alas, a deception that is irrecoverably wrought cannot be undone in a moment. And our people will labour to accept the truth. After an eternity of war, who would dare to dream that peace would be at last within our grasp? Yet dream we must, as Yassil once did, and we must make that dream a reality, as she could not. We humbly beseech you, Vidofnir, join hands with us in friendship once more before the eyes of my people in Ishgard. A most unexpected invitation. I have heard your request, however I cannot yet give you my answer. May I ask why? This matter concerns my sire. He must needs be consulted. Moreover, the Nath grow bold even when they did not, as they did before, and I would not leave my people at the mercy of the swarm. Then we will wait. After 1,000 years of war, we shall not give up upon peace for want of patience. Ha! Fear not, knight. Thou shalt have my answer within thy lifetime. So soon, my humble thanks. I shall bear your words to my lord forthwith, Until we meet again. Given the circumstances, I would say that went rather well. To be frank, I'm surprised the proposal was not rejected outright. Whether out will come of it remains to be seen, however. Mayhap I should take this opportunity to speak with some of the other dragons, but you need not wait for me. The return journey holds no fears for me now. Well, if you have no further need of our services, I shall continue to Charlian. We hope to welcome a scholar who has been agreed to aid us in the search of our missing comrades. Then I pray your journey is as swift and uneventful as ours was, and thank you again for sparing the time to assist us, even with such grave matters remain unresolved. I can think of no graver matter than 1,000 years' war, one which our friends gave their lives to see ended. Suffice to say, I would willingly make 1,000 such journeys to ensure that their sacrifice was not in vain. Of that I have no doubt, Master Alphino. I only hope that the fates will not hold you to your word. Okay, another time, another place. Alphino's eager to set out for Charlian. And it looks like we're going to be meeting a new character. So it would seem we have time to greet the scholar after all. How delightful. I shall be interested to hear how she means to go about finding Mephilia and Thancred. I can only assume that she is privy to some new investigative technique. In any event, our first order of business is to rendezvous with Tola in Ildishir. Again, laziness is going to kick in, and we're gonna travel. Alright, welcome to Ildishir again. I've already been here. The Tolo's been here. Hello, Tola. Mino, 'tis good to see you. I confess I had assumed that your business in Annex Trine would detain you longer. Did your meeting with Estinien go well? As well as can be expected. She must discuss Sir Emmerich's proposal with Hellracefelger, of course, but she seems amenable to the suggestion. What of our Charlian guest? Has she arrived yet? She has, but I have explained that you would be joining us. She asked if you must use the intervening time to explore. I agreed to meet her outside in the front bridge. We should be on our way.
I'm terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
You need not apologize. We arrived but a moment ago ourselves. Pray, allow me to introduce Kryle, who has recently come from the Charlian motherland. She has generously offered to assist us.
If you remember from when we were born, she was the person who, inside the students of Bedessian, who was speaking with Philia, and she's been Philia's friend. She's the only one who survived the Ultima attack on I can't remember the island it was, but where she was the Bethesda's island, which got destroyed by Ultima. She's the only one who survived.
Oh, please, think nothing of it. A trip to Eorzea was long overdue. You must be the Warrior of Light. Yes, you certainly do look the part. A pleasure to meet you at last, miss. And who is that I spy but young Alpha No Levieux himself? I dare say someone's grown an ilm or two in my absence. Or are those lifts in your boots?
We, Miss Cryle and I met at the Studium years ago. I shall forever be indebted to her for her sage guidance.
It was no small task keeping him out of trouble, believe you me. The youngest ever to enter the Studium, him and his sister, 11-year-old prodigies. Suffice it to say, social graces were not among his list of talents. Striding up to his seniors on his first day, head held high. What was it he said again?
Thank you, Cryle.
For what? I haven't finished yet. Would you care to attempt a more dexterous deflection?
Mayhap we should save this delightful conversation for a more fitting occasion, when pressing matters do not demand our undivided attention.
A bit much, but better. I can tell you have been putting your skills to use here in Eorzea. Henceforth, I trust you will dazzle me with your eloquence at the first time of asking.
Poor Alpha now.
Right, on to more pressing matters. Finding Minfilia and the other missing scions.
I gather you have new information to share with us.
A new approach, actually. Tataru recounted the tale of your escape, and it gave me an idea.
You mean her terrible idea of using teleportation magic that ended up getting her lost in the ether in the live stream?
Simply put, assuming Thancred left some manner of trail when you whisked him away, as is almost always the case with teleportation magics, I am confident I can find and follow it.
Then what are you waiting for?
The wherewithal to do it. The fact is, my abilities aren't quite up to the task. Not in themselves, anyway. If I had Master Matoya's crystal eye, on the other hand...
Then let us all call on her forthwith. I think it best you explain your plan to her in person.
Oh, she's going to be in such a happy mood to see more people barging in and seeing, you know. Oh yes, Master Matoya is going to be so happy. Gaining flying. I don't know whether I will do the Eden. Eden? No, Eden. Tit. The Alexander. Which you saw activated at the end of the last stream in the end cutscene. Basically, that over there is Alexander. Not really part of the main quest, main quest line. More of a sub quest. I'll have to have a think about it, but I probably won't show it off. Overly important. Anyway, Crow. You did say we were heading to a cave, did you not? Because I certainly didn't see a cave nearby. Is Master Matoya meeting us on the way or something? The eye of the beholder, the prospects of meeting the famous Master Matoya seems to have set Kral thinking. I have heard many stories of Master Matoya, some quite flattering, others less so. Rest assured they're all true. This way, we have care and have care where you tread. Yeah, Master Matoya is a bit of a sharp-tongued person.
Oh, is that trouble I smell? Or did you forget to wipe your boots on the way in?
Forgive us, Master Matoya. We will be sure to wipe them on the way out. And may I say how glad I am that age has not yet deprived you of your senses.
Ever so quick-witted, aren't we? To the detriment of your manners. Well, out with it then. What do you want?
Pray, allow me to introduce myself, Master Matoya. I am Krile, of the students of Baldessian. I hope you will excuse our unannounced visit.
Baldessian, you say? Ah, yes. The old coot set up shop on the Isle of Val, didn't he?
Regrettably, our order's headquarters and the isle itself were obliterated by a magic of immense power. I have the blessing of light to thank for my own preservation.
Yeah, Ultra. And it was that's the Isle of Val.
Krile, you too possess the echo.
Well, yes, of course I do.
Well, she said she's the only person from the island who survived. How else do you think she survived? Well, you think she's like she teleported off?
Our order is devoted to uncovering the mysteries of Hydaelyn and interpreting her will, particularly through the study of her gift to us. It was in the course of these studies that I met and subsequently befriended Minfilia. She and I have rather a lot in common.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. Not that I wanted to deceive you, you understand, but precautions had to be taken.
Yes, that's all well and good, but you still haven't told me why you're here.
The students of Baldessian are gone, and there is naught I can do to change that. But the signs of the Seventh Dawn can yet be restored, and my dear friend found. You have in your possession an ancient crystal of light, one you call your crystal eye. I believe I can use it to focus my abilities and locate one of the missing scions.
And there I was, thinking you might want to make use of my years of experience. Oh, wait here.
Long did I ponder the nature of this crystal and its familiar radiance, but never did I suspect it was a crystal of light.
On the cusp of an umbral calamity, souls blessed with the power of the Echo invariably appear. To aid these, her chosen warriors, Hydaelyn bequeaths to each a slither of her strength in the form of a crystal of light. But as her strength wanes, so too does the potency of her gifts. This crystal, born of an earlier era, is infused with a power far greater than those of this age.
No, thanks.
You could travel the length and breadth of the land and not find a crystal even a fraction as pure. Its value is beyond measure, as are the risks inherent in its use.
So that's a super crystal of light, and I got a downgrade. Oh, thanks.
No two manifestations of the Echo are alike. I, for example, can converse with beings of every shape and size, accepting beasts contrary to what others would have you believe. Language has nothing to do with it, of course. Rather, I am sensitive to the whispers of the soul. Their intent, their very essence even, the traces of which served to guide the elementals to Y'shtola. Far-fetched though it may sound, I believe that with your crystal eye, I may be able to pick up where they left off and follow the remaining trail to Thancred. That is, if I have your permission.
Well, the poor sod's not going to find himself. So, as long as you don't drop it or take it out of my sight, you may do with it what you will.
Thank you, Master Matoya. Then let us begin. From the Black Shroud, the trail continues to the north and west, towards a mountain, the foot of Som Al. It was a near thing, but he was not deposited within the rock, I think.
The hunters of Tailfeather know those lands well. I say we begin our search there.
Yeah. Tailfeather again. I'll go to Tailfeather. Everyone likes to see the chocobos. Chocobo. I want to be a chocobo. Were I to find myself in an unfamiliar wilderness, the first instinct would be to seek out the signs of civilization. Ordinarily, perhaps, but in his wounded state he may not wish to risk contact with strangers of an unknown allegiance. Yet even had Thancred chosen to remain in the forest, hunters would surely have stumbled across its trail. Tailfeather doesn't strike me as an isolated outpost, though. Merchants and traders pass through reasonably regularly, do they not? In which case we'll need to provide more detailed description than when we question the locals. Fear not, Krell. I have already prepared several sketches of Thancred for that purpose. Yes, this is impressive. You drew him from memory. A skill I required some years ago for reasons I no longer remember. I propose we split in two pairs. Y'shtola and I will inquire the outline and encampments, while Mino and Kryle question the residents of Tailfeather. Afterwards, we shall regroup near loss of Asbath and share our findings. Assuming there's no objections, let us be about it. He certainly has matured, hasn't he? Hard to imagine he was once a boy who practiced drawing for hours to impress young ladies. Anyway, we must get started. Find me when you're finished making your rounds. We can actually, can we actually see sketch? No. I think we do get to see his sketch. Oops. Right, just going to speak to Lupal. Searching for a friend of yours. Let's have a look then. Nope, ain't seen him around, sorry. What's that you got in your a sketch? Can't say that I know the face. You say he's something of a warrior? Heard a tale the other day that a Hurrian vagabond brought down a Bandersnatch by himself, and with style. Way they tell it, he was dancing with the beast like it was with a bead in a bleeding hall. Sound like no man? Yep, it sounds like him. Remote. A Hurrian man. We're not exactly rare, you know. Could be more specific. I did spy this bloke a while back. Didn't get a good look at his face, but we could have been him. He was beyond the forest, as I recall, along the river to the west or south ever. I remember thinking he mustn't have been a hunter. The lad was making no effort to cover his tracks, you see. That, and he was carrying an axe instead of a bow. Finished. In that case, I think we've learned everything we can here. Let's see what the others have found out. My apologies for our late arrival. We thought it was wise to question as many hunters as we could. Many have made camping in inaccessible locations, ideal for hunting game, not for receiving visitors. It's time I need to check if I'm actually coming through. Should have done this at the start actually. I'm sorry if the quality's not very good. Much cheaper mic. Anyway, it does seem to be coming through, although a bit crap. Nevertheless, our time proved well spent. There have been countless sightings of an exceptionally capable Hurrian hunter with whom no one is familiar. Though none chanced to see the man's face, his height and build matched Banquet's description, as does his fighting prowess. Same with us. To done a Bandersnatch. So you have learned the same tales, but as it may, we yet want for conclusive proof. Mayhap this is unrelated, but I have a curious tale regarding a Bath trader. He came to Tailfeather in search of garments fit for a man of refinement, which needed a rather curious description for one of his kind. You are implying that Thancred sent the Vath to the market in his stead. Why would he not go himself? Well, you will recall you were yourself immersed in a live stream as naked as your name day, a scene I shall never forget. Is it now? Well, I was pleased to see you. I mean, it's a simple statement of fact. It stands to reason that Thancred found himself in the same predicament. In any case, it seems if he had dealings with the Vath, they would be able to tell us. No? Quite right, Kroll, quite right. And also gets him out of trouble. Naked Yustola. A little slow, a little late. Alphino would very much like to continue to search for Thancred. Well, we're waiting for. For all we know, Thancred could be waiting for us in Los Vath. We must go and see the Vath right away. Come along, everyone. Come along. Yeah, trying to get yourself out of that hole you dug yourself in there, little Alphino, eh? This time it was naked, and it was quite a sight. Oh, while she's standing there. You plonker. Let's talk to the storyteller. Click, click, great hunters. We welcome you once more to Los Vath. What do you seek this day? We seek a man with whom we are told you have a certain dealings. How curious, the hunters tire a godly sport and pursue mortal prey. No, he's not prey, but a friend long missing. Click, click, good. He is a friend of the Vath as well, one with whom we have traded many times. Truly. And you are quite certain that it was this man? There is no doubt, click, click. A fleshling clothed in skins came to us from some owl, lost and weak. He offered meat and hides in trade, and in exchange we tended his wounds. He brought us much flesh, a skilled a hunter as he was, much flesh. When he asked for garments, we were glad to provide them. And where is he now? Click, click, gone to Los Lla. Not long gone, he heard that the one mind has summoned their our god once more. Ravana is returned. Vidofnir did say that the Neff had grown as before, but what could Thancred hope to accomplish by himself? Honoured Elder, would thank you for your help, but we could repay this kindness with you ere we depart, but we must hasten to our comrade's side. Go, great hunters. Lest the Ganaf claim him as sacrifice. Click, click. Proceed to the Los Ganaf, defeating any foes who stand in your way. Yeah. Right. Even though they promised that they wouldn't summon Ravana again, they summoned Ravana again. A bit of a pisser, but nothing we can't solve. I mean, we kicked his ass before, we'll kick his ass again.
Who else could be? Thancred. It could be Thancred. We must hurry.
The fuck? Who's this turd?
This day, we reclaim the reins of history. This day, we rid ourselves of the Ascians forever.
No, I haven't actually shown any of the FMVs because I'd probably get copyright strike for them. But if you watch them, it's him. He's us, I believe.
Fools playing at heroes, all of you. Is this how you believe you can save your world?
We can and we will, Ascian. You shall see. Or perhaps you will not!
Anyway, it's a default human character, I believe.
So you are the warrior of light. The savior of Eorzea.
You have me at disadvantage, sir.
It's a wonder you didn't come sooner, what with the primal and all. Lost a step, have we?
Well, I was busy fighting a guy who thought he was a god and killing two Ascians, so yeah, I've been busy, man. I've been busy.
Have care. The ether moves strangely around him.
It would seem we share a common enemy. Mayhap you would tell us who you are.
Shall we show them?
That's not fair, you've got two tanks. Thancred.
Not very sporting of you to interrupt. But so be it. Mark well our faces, warrior of light. For we are the warriors of darkness. Walkers of a different path. And we shall meet again.
So we got Black Mage, White Mage, Bard, Paladin, and Warrior.
Warriors of Darkness? Really?
Yeah, really. Hello, Fankred.
Thancred, are you all right?
Pleasantries can wait. I'd rather not be here when the Nath arrive. Agreed?
Yeah, we could take the NAF. During level 51.
Suffice it to say, our reunion was not at all as I pictured it. Waiting until the last instant to join the fray. 'Tis plain you have not lost your appetite for the dramatic.
My appetite for the dramatic? Have you forgotten the circumstances of our parting? The heroic last stand, the tunnel filling with light, and then... Had I known you intended to use forbidden magics to deliver me to some god's forsaken wilderness, I would have thanked you in advance.
Thancred.
If nothing else, you might have warned me that I would emerge from the live stream in the all-together.
And that kin.
Eventually, I managed to fashion knives from some obsidian I found, and set about hunting for meat and hides. Given that I'm not all that skilled in leatherworking, it's probably for the best that I met the Vath before I was reunited with you.
Well, not hard to level it up.
So you were the fleshling clothed in skins of whom the storyteller spoke?
A description which fit me as ill as the skins themselves. Happily, I was able to trade with the Vath for garments better becoming a man of refinement. From them, I learned of Ravana, and of the great warrior who had once laid him low.
And thence did you conclude that were you to track the Primal's movements, it would surely bring you into contact with the Scions once more.
It seemed a reasonable assumption. I could think of no one else with your enthusiasm for slaying beastmen gods. Until now, that is.
Ah, yes. The self-proclaimed warriors of darkness. 'Tis only fitting that they stand in opposition to the warrior of light, I suppose.
I glimpsed the leaders past, if only for a moment. They were confronting a man in black. An Ascian, I think.
Yup.
If these warriors are capable of doing battle with Ascians and Primals both, they must be possessed of powerful protection. Protection not unlike the Echo.
Dreams of the Lost. Half an hour has lost in thought, doubtless eliminating the implications of your encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. Blessed with the power of the Echo and driven to put down primals, despite his dedication, they walk a different path. I struggle to see how their goals conflict with ours. Nor is that the only oddity. I find it passingly strange that such an exceptional individual should be who have wholly escaped unnoticed until now. Surely we would have heard rumours or attempts to recruit them to our cause. I recall no such adventurers. I would soon not forget their like, nor would any of us, I think. One of our primary duties is to scale the city-states with promising candidates, which is how I found Mino. The memories. In such and only like yesterday you slew your first primal. Speaking of which, I had a distinct impression that this was not the first time that band of merry men and women have killed a god. I labor to believe that band is permanently gifted. Adventurers have been travelling the land, slaying primals without our knowledge. It would imply a gross negligence on our part. Speculation to avail us naught. Would avail us naught. There is far too much we do not know. Speculation. For the present, we should need to concentrate on what we do know, namely that Laura of Ireland is no more. Vidofnir must be informed. The news may render her receptive to Sir Emmerich's invitation. Since you seem to have your affairs well in hand, I shall take my leave. Simply being in the vicinity of this colony has given me a stinking headache. If you ever need me, I shall be with Master Matoya. I would beg her assistance in search for Menphilia. Wait, Menphilia is missing? I thought she was escaped with Mino. I shall explain on the road. Much has happened in your absence. Okay, let's go and speak with Vidofnir. Vidofnir's on this floor, is she? Quicker, easier way to get to it. Vidofnir! I had not thought to see thee again so soon, mortal. If thou seekest the night, know that she hath long since departed for Ishgard. My thanks, Vidofnir. It was not for her that we came. It's good tidings to you and yours. Lord Ravana, who had been summoned by the Ganaf, is again been laid low. Truly, once more you mortals have succeeded where my own kind did fail. You have my deepest thanks. Would we could take credit a god felled by another's hand. Another, revelation upon revelation. Regardless, this is cause for celebration. Ganaf will have no choice but to withdraw. But to another matter, I have tidings of thee as well, regarding the Ishgardian's invitation. As promised, I brought the matter to my sire. Hearken to his answer now. For 1,000 years I have mourned my beloved, who gave her life to forge a peace thy king betrayed. Such as was my lot, until a child of Ishgard came upon me. For want of warmth she wrapped herself in a dream, yet in the world she remembered her deeds. For truth she fought, for justice she sinned, for redemption she sacrificed, and became as light. To follow one's heart and to have faith in one's convictions, to be of weald or be it of woe, such is the folly and glory of man and of dragon. He has entrusted the choice to us, and we have made it. We will keep faith with you who walk in the light. Then you accept Sir Emmerich's invitation? Let it be known that I, Nidhogg, shall journey on to Ishgard on behalf of my people. We are honoured to receive your answer, and I will convey your words to our allies without delay. It's happening in your cell. Would you have been? Would you that you would be here to see it?
Even as the Scions celebrated the return of a long-lost friend, honorable men plotted to deprive them of another. Honorable men, to whom Sir Emmerich was no hero, but a scheming patricide. Honorable men who would fain wash the paving stones of foundation with the tyrant's blood. Honorable men whose knife in the dark was the spark which set the city aflame, and who sang as it burned.
Technically, could he be charged with patricide? I mean, the Archbishop didn't claim him as his son. He was a bastard. So could it be patricide? He was his father, but he didn't actually acknowledge him as his son. So yeah. It's funny, that was raining in that cutscene, but it never rains here. Always snow. It'd be nice if it rained. Anyway, up and down. Right, let's not keep Sir Emmerich waiting. Are you quite well, Frankrid? Yes, quite well, forgive me. You have given me a rather lot to digest. This whole affair with the Ishgardians and the Javanians and our friends nowhere to be found. It would seem there's no end of our troubles. But we can face them we can face them head on, one at a time. For now we must apply ourselves to our allotted tasks and leave the others to theirs. Remember, Frankrid, we found you as they found me. In time we will find Yida and Palpalimo and Memphilia as well. These troubles will soon be but memory, one which we will look back on and together. Pray do not misunderstand. I did not mean to imply that it would be otherwise. I merely wished that I had rejoined our grand adventure with one of its more triumphal moments. Despite your recent accomplishments, the mood here is less than celebratory. I have no doubt that we will enjoy more glorious victories soon enough, but you may rest assured that I play my part in them in very hilt. I know you will. So then, to the congregation. Okay, to the Forgotten Knight. Filmbird, how are you, man? You have returned. In this, at least, the fates are kind. Greetings, First Commander. It pleases me to inform you that Nidhogg has accepted Sir Emmerich's invitation. She has. These are glad tidings indeed. Would it be the Lord Commander were here to hear them? Ah, is he otherwise engaged? Aye, sleeping off a knife in the gut. What? What happened? Will he live? The Chirurgans tell me he will be making full recovery, but had Lord Emmett and Lord Artile not been on hand when the assassin struck, he would not have been so fortunate. For a mercy, they subdued the fiend before we could land the telling blow. The attack was just the beginning, though. It's not long after buildings all around the city, including several of ours, burst into flames. Bastards caught us completely by surprise. We were dousing the fires, but every one we put out, it seems like 2 more stark casualties mounting, especially in the Broom. It is plain that these fires were started by assassins, conspirators. Until they had been rounded up, there will be no end to this. Will you help us find them? Then let us be about it. The flames are spreading. We must needs begin our investigation immediately. Witnesses can be found. Suspects must be identified. Have you been able to determine the precise locations where the fires were set? Mayhap there is a pattern. There is. We have yet to discern it, but the fires have been reported throughout the city, both in the pillars and foundation. Indeed, given the size of the area affected, it would best to divide our forces. Master Alphano and Mistress Justola, I would have you take charge of the investigation in the foundation. As you wish. Mayhap Tataru can be of assistance as well. Meaning Mino and me get the pillars. Oh, it'll be like... Oh, they'll light me up there. Only question is, will the grizzled old rogue striking striking a pose over there be joining us? Thankful are the signs of the 7th dawn, and I may say what a pleasure it is to meet you, my lady. I bet the name's Hilda. A sign, eh? Well, that's what I'm thinking. I found a fellow ruffian amongst those illustrious personages. I will remain here to coordinate with the fire quenching effort. If you learn aught of value, pray inform me immediately. That is all. While we could be shifting through the charred rubble and questioning random passersby, in my experience, every town has at least one individual who can be counted on to know things he or she should not. Oh, aye, the infamous Lord Emelian du Fortomps, lover of women and wine, though neither care for him that much. They say he could gossip for Ishgard. Just the sort of fellow I had in mind. Capital suggestion, Mino. He'll be at the Corsair most likely, making all efforts to be seen. Let's go and see him. Yeah, Malinin, grizzled. I would accept, but old. I won't piss her off though. And Madeline, along with Honorot. Well, if it isn't Mino, dearest of all my friends. You looking rather glum. Something the matter, old girl? Ah yes, the arsons. Dreadful business that, and awfully curious, wouldn't you say? It doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason for it all. Naturally, we've doubled the guard outside the manor. along with most of the other houses. Can't have the old pile going up in flames after all. In that case, you're wondering why the Hopalon is awash with refugees. The lower levels of the vault had been opened for those unfortunate souls who lost their homes. Ceramic's orders, from what I hear. Remarkable man. Not even a knife in the ribs could keep him from his duties. Actually, old girl, if you're thinking of questioning the refugees, I would have more than happy to accompany you to the Hopalon. While you conduct your inquiries, I would offer words of comfort to the distressed and despondent young maidens. Wait a moment. I know what this is. You're giving me one of your looks, aren't you? To do me an injustice, old girl. You do me an injustice, old girl. I have my heart yearns for one rose, prickly though she may be. I said you remain unconvinced. Very well. It will help you prove to my purity of my intentions. I shall gracefully rescind my offer. Now run along and catch those arsonists. That was not entirely what I had hoped for. Whose idea was it to come here again? Never mind. For our next step, I suggest we divide our efforts while you question refugees in the Hopalon. And the Hopalon. Hopalon? Yeah, Hopalon. Mino, I shall investigate the locations where the fires are set. Would you be so good as to join me, Hilda? You know what? I reckon I would. Can't be roaming around an unfamiliar city by your lonesome, can we? You won't only get robbed blind and left shivering with your small clothes. Yeah, he'd probably rob them and leave them with their small clothes. But yeah, you could probably say that. Anyway, to the Hopalon, which is, if I remember my Greek armory, is a Greek shield. Super the Vault Priest. Come, my brothers and sisters. There is food and shelter enough for all in the Basilica. Harlon's blessings upon you, Father. I confess, we are not sure if we should come. There's so many unbelievable tales these days about the Archbishop and Sir Emmerich and the Durranians. Trust in your heart, brother, and pay no heed to the lies of lesser men. They seek only to lead you astray. Do you require succour as well, miss? So the Temple Knights have begun their investigation at last. Good. This madness has gone far too long. Would that I would do something to aid your search, but I have duties for these poor souls. Farewell, and may the Fury guide your steps. Money. Yep. You stop. Get rid of the chat bubble. Money, yeah. There was a man with a satchel. I saw him kneeling outside the window, and then there was smoke everywhere. It was so hot I couldn't breathe. I don't remember how it made out. I suppose I must have climbed. Maybe my arm was getting better after all. Unruffled refugee. Ours was one of the first homes to be claimed. I didn't see how the fire began. It was only when I heard our neighbours shouting that I looked outside and saw the flames. I barely escaped with our clothes on our back. Were it not for the church generosity, I would not know what we will do. Which is taking that like longer than I thought it would. But then I'm doing numerous chunks of quests in one sitting. So, lots of cutscenes, numerous chunks. Anyway. Ah, there you are. Anything to share? We will require more than the muddled testimonies of a traumatized girl if we are to identify the culprits. While you were questioning refugees, we inspected the scenes of several of the fires, including one near the St. Ramon's Cathedral. Excuse me. Number near the tribunal for a mercy, neither structure suffered significant damage. Some might say that they were spared by the grace of the Fury. Others might question how such ruthlessness efficient arsonists convened to fail so miserably on 2 occasions when their target of the bastion when their target was the bastion of Ishgardian orthodoxy. Nothing conclusive, of course, but it does one cause to wonder. Alphinaud would doubtless have an opinion. I'm sure he will. Are you suggesting that somebody's done this deliberately? Surely not. Silence will avail you naught, sir. Ah, Mino. I was just about to summon you. As you can see, we have detained a suspect. We found this man loitering near the remains of one of the stricken buildings. According to the eyewitness, he was also present before the fires broke out. We wished to have words. He did not. So we insisted. Let me go, damn it. You got the wrong man. Sniff, sniff. My. But you do reek of oil. And all those burns on your hands. Occupational hazard, I suppose. But tell me, does arson pay well? I am a victim, you imbecile. Look at me. Aye, that you are, after a fashion. You should know that your pious patron has already sprung us a delightful yarn about how his pet mongrel slipped the leash and set about burning half the city to the ground. Not very noble of him, I grant you, but these highborn types rarely do show loyalty to their pets. In fact, he called you rabid and begged us put you down. That's bollocks. He's the one who told me to keep going. Even a sinner such as me could find salvation in the Fury's work, he said. I'll be left behind, I'll be left behind, tied to, with all my heart. Said my prayers every day like a good man, but then he came to me. He came to me. And there you have it, Hilda. Would you be so kind to escort our friends with the congregation? Aye. So as long as you don't mind don't mind if he's limping when he gets there. That was incredible, Thancred. How did you know how he would confess? Well, I've seen his like before. A troubled soul manipulated by men of power and wielded as a weapon. I could not be certain, of course, but given the stakes, I thought it would be worth the risk. And if our captors had called your bluff, must be entertain hypotheticals. The world is as vexing. The world is as vexing. It is vexing enough. Thank you, Thancred. Whether by luck or judgment, we have at least last confirmed that these arsons are orchestrated by a person or persons in of influence. I think we best now return to the congregation and discuss how best proceed. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, I thank you all. The man you apprehended is being interrogated as we speak, though he fell silent upon realising that we had not turned his master. He will soon tell us whatever he knows, but one way or another. Pardon the intrusion, First Commander. Ah, Lord Arturel. Have you come to see your father? He's attending Sir Emmerich in his chambers at present. I am. He bid me bring this slave. Bring this slave? No slave? No, it's not. Savell. Then do not detain him. No, it's not a slave, that's Savell. Do not let me detain you, and thank you for your kindness, my lord. In times of trouble, every man must do his part. Would that be what I could do more? That was a Slavell, not slave. I apologise. I don't know what a Slavell is. My lord Arturel doesn't seem in the best of spirits. 'Tis little wonder, Master Alphino. His father is widely slandered, and his half brother has not yet, and his half brother is not yet cold in the grave. Slain. We're casting anyway, so. We'll get there. As well as a shield and a harsher fault.
I do not mean to diminish our accomplishments, but until we identify the ones who ordered the fires set, our work is far from finished.
Between the various conservative and religious factions in Ishgard, I dare say there's no shortage of parties who would like to see the status quo preserved. Do any likely suspects spring to mind?
Far too many to count.
Should you be walking?
Lord Commander, your wounds.
Are healing well. Thank you. Time is of the essence. Lest we forget, these men would sooner put their own city to the torch than see it change. When our enemies learn that we have apprehended their arsonist, there is no telling how they will react.
Lord Commander, an armed mob has seized control of the vault.
And now we know. Tell us what happened, sir. Spare no detail.
We were directing refugees into the Basilica, as you ordered, when all of a sudden, men brandishing weapons were all around us. It happened so fast, my lord. We had no time to respond. They've taken the refugees hostage and barricaded themselves inside the vault.
And they sent you to deliver their demands.
They, the true brothers of the faith, demand that a conclave to select the next Archbishop be held forthwith. Furthermore, they declare that you, Lord Commander, are guilty of patricide and high treason, and that you must surrender yourself at once to receive of the Fury's judgment.
Ridiculous! Do they honestly think that executing Sir Emmerich would change anything? That the truth will somehow die with him?
These fundamentalists rage against the passing of the old ways, unable to accept there can be no going back.
Given the fanciful nature of their demands, a peaceful resolution does not seem likely. If the hostages are to be rescued, it will be by force, I fear.
Agreed. Lucia, take a contingent of knights and establish a perimeter outside the entrance.
At once, Lord Commander.
Hilda, I need your people out in force throughout the Broom. When word spreads of the situation, the friends and family of the hostages may try to take matters into their own hands. I will not give these militants more targets. I shall lead the assault on the vault. Master Alphino, can I count on the support of the Scions?
Of course.
We are in your debt.
I shall join you as well, Lord Commander.
Your assistance is most welcome, Lord Atwarel. To arms, then, friends. Time is against us.
Poor man Lenin. He's too busy trying, and he's too busy trying to get in the pants of the girl. I can't remember her name now. The commander in Cloud Top. And he's gonna miss this. Poor sod. Okay. He's above me, ain't he? He's above me. Alright, rendezvous with our American dependents. Listen well, we are into the Basilica silently by this gate. According to our last latest reports, there are at least 6 hostages being held within. Numbers of the readiness of the true brothers of the faith are unknown. I am told that the one claimed to serve under Felden the 7th might be the same true of the rest. Given the swiftness of which they seized control of the vault, I think it likely yes. Which means they may well possess the knowledge required to turn the building's defences against us. Be that as it may, we have no choice but to press on. Lord Arturel, you are a brave man indeed, and none would dare question your honour if you choose not to risk your life in this endeavour. Are you certain you wish to join us? I am no stranger to the battlefield, Sir Emmerich. My arm will not falter. My shield will not break, and alone as my witness, we will bring these fanatics to justice. Well said, my lord. Friends, follow me. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Till we see our presence come, come, we must secure the entrance. Remember that the hostages, we must hurry the others taken elsewhere, Sir Summerall. Sir Summerald, as he did the work of the Archbishop's former servants, on your guard, surrounded by the elements, and sound the alarm. Secure the hostages, Mino. Leave the others to us.
Down with you!
Picking on the refugees. Is it over? Yep, it is. Though they took the others somewhere, it all happened so quickly. There they are, letting none escape.
Underestimate me!
Tell me when we're going to have to go through the entirety of the vault. God's sake. Sir Summerald, lay down your arms and release the hostages, and you will be shown mercy. I give you my word. Ha! The word of a heretic and kinslayer. I would sooner trust a dragon. Activate the knights. We shall show the hostages the same mercy he showed the Archbishop. Unlike you, Sir Emmerich, I am a man of honour, and by my hand you shall receive the Fury's judgment. So it is to be a trial then, Lord Arturo Mino. Leave us and save the hostages. I will deal with Sir Summerald. It is. Hey, jackass! Pick on someone on your own size. Wham, 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 wham. Ready?
This knight does not yield!
I like the rest. Surely be praised. He took Marlene. You must hurry, the priest took Marlene. Maliel. Maliel? Where's Maliel? It's French.
Where is he? Where is he?
Closer!
You have nowhere to run. Release the girl and surrender.
Surrender to whom? The blasphemer who throws wide the gates to our enemy? Who breaks bread with him and calls him brother? Ungodly swine! I would sooner die than surrender to you.
Is it godly to spill the blood of an innocent child? To burn the homes of your brothers? Tell me, priest, is that godly?
Do not speak to me of godliness, heathen! Your father's blood is on your hands, as is hers!
Wow, that's just pure evil. Daphne.
What? But I...
Daphne!
Well met, knight. Mayhap I chose an inopportune moment?
Not at all. Pray forgive us this most unworthy reception. We are honored to have you with us, and right glad of your aid.
Fortune delivered the child unto me. I had but to receive her.
Thank you for saving me.
Thou art welcome, child.
Never did I think to be indebted to so unexpected a saviour. But full glad am I to be so.
Friend of Izel, warrior of warriors, I had hoped to meet with thee. I bear a message from my sire.
From Freysfelder?
Upon returning to our lands, Nidhogg's shade did sing unto his brood, and they for skies unknown did then take wing. This thou must know, for your fates are inextricably bound.
What of Estinien? Is he truly lost to us?
Such matters are beyond my ken. I but bear my father's words. Take from them what thou wilt. Fare you well, mortals.
Bye, Dubrovnik.
So it is as they say, then. A great white dragon swooped down from the heavens to rescue an innocent child.
A most unexpected turn of events, but not an unwelcome one. The people will not soon forget this day.
Yet how will they choose to remember it, Sir Emmerich? And will these events serve to bring man and dragon closer together, or drive a deeper wedge between brothers? After 1,000 years, the world these men once knew is changing, and with ungentle swiftness to boot. Though their actions are misguided, their sentiments are only to be expected. You may be sure that others will rally to their cause. I share your desire for a lasting peace with the Jovanians, I do. But I would not see it built on the bones of our countrymen, nor on our own. I see much of Horsefar in you, and I could not bear to mourn the passing of another son.
There we are.
Lord Edmund.
It has been a day of surprises, has it not? It is only but a pity that Daphne did not stay longer. Yes, I think it fair to say that she timed her departure rather less well than her arrival. Well timed scarcely does it justice, but for one moment later would have been a moment too late. Let us pray that the Ishgardians have yet harboured doubts of those will take the events in their hearts and accept the truth. Sir Emmerich's words. Well, it is only to meet the. It is only meet that I inform. It is only meet that I inform Tataru that what has occurred. If you have need of me, I shall be in full Temps manner. Allow me to accompany you. Tataru will never forgive me if I left for the rising stones without saying goodbye. A moment, Mino. I wish a word. Tell me, does Thancred sing quite well to you? He got on well enough with Hilda. Of that I have no doubt. His time in the wilderness would not deprive him of his charm. But he's neither there nor he's not here nor there. What concerns me is his etheric flow, which I fear may have been irreparably disrupted. As a result, I strongly suspect his ability to manipulate ether has been compromised. Simply put, Thancred may no longer be able to wield magic. It would do much to explain why he chose to remain within the wilderness instead of seeking us out. He would have been compelled to rely solely on the traditional methods of travel, significantly prolonging his journey. And when he learned that a nearby beast tribe was making preparations to summon the primal, it may well seem more sensible to wait. But in this time, it's still little more than speculation until I have proof. Pray speak no word of it. Right then, I shall be on my way. Kral may have charmed Master Mattia for now, but who can say how long it will last? Right, let's finish this off. And then we'll be back for another round of fun.
That Vidofnir should chance to arrive even as the girl fell. Truly, I could not have planned it better myself.
Ah, good. We were afraid you might have left.
Doubtful.
A shield, my lord?
Fit for a true knight. An expression of our gratitude to you and yours, long overdue.
I'm a summoner. What the hell can I do with a shield?
But there is something else I would discuss ere you part. Something which cannot leave this room. My father will soon step down as head of our house. Sir Emmerich was not the only one to fall under suspicion following the death of the Archbishop. There are some who believe my father complicit in a coup d'etat.
Interesting that coup d'etat is a word in this world.
Thus he intends to renounce his title to absolve our house of suspicion and secure the support of our peers.
Surely there must be another way to convince houses Durandare and Zemail.
Yeah, you could always marry Emmeline to Duradale's daughter of Duradale, who's in Cloudtop. I'm sure you'd love that.
So I said to him. Alas, he will not budge. Ever since I was a child, I knew that I would one day succeed my father. The thought of it filled me with pride. Yet once I learned the day was at hand, my heart was filled with naught but dread. Our legacy is built upon the lies of our forefathers. In accepting this title, am I not perpetuating this injustice? Why should I become the next count?
Because you're the firstborn. A knight lives to serve.
You sound just like him. Aye, I suspect that is what Horschiffon would have said. To aid those in need. When you look on that shield, I trust you will remember his words. And should I once more find my resolve wavering, I ask that you show me the way. You are a sister to Horschiffon. Will you be a sister to me as well?
Sure. Just keep Emmanuel away from me.
Come, Emmanuel. There's much to be done. For Father, and for Sir Emmerich, and for Ishgard. To think we share the same blood. Pray excuse us.
Those were the days of promises and vows, of tentative first steps into an uncertain future. A future shaped by the choices we made, in ways we could never have foreseen. Born of good and evil, of light and darkness, and shepherded by our hand. Be it for weal, or be it for woe.
The memoirs of Count and Heaven's Ward, as light goes the light, so goes the darkness. And he was quoting what Reisfelger said. This is thy proof. The Gunru oracles, Archbishop. 'Tis a long forgotten, a tale of beginning, and of a path that we have yet be set upon. Our fates are ordained long ago, Archon. The Guardians are no exception, nor the Triad, and you know what must be done. Well, everyone has their orders. The masks will attack as soon as all units are in position. The Imperials won't know what hit them. I fear it will be bloody. By Radgar, it better be. We cannot stay here forever, Yida. We have other responsibilities. I know full well what my responsibilities are, and I mean to fulfill them. Every one. So, that is that, as they say. Really. Okay, and that is the end of that. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, comments are welcome, and I appreciate any thumbs up as well. And I will see you in part 54 when we do the Gears of Change. 11 quests also have a another dungeon to do. We'll get there in the end, and probably will take another 2 hours as well. Until then, thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now.